What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Bestech knives Thyra. This is one of the knives that came in the Bestech box in the Black Widow passaround group. So shout out to Justin for always running such a good group. I always try to shout him out whenever I get in different packages from them. So this is in a, I have it written down here because there's a couple different models. So this is in a bronze stonewash. With these really cool sort of, well, not sort of, carbon fiber sort of bolsters. Kind of a cool spec. This also comes in blue titanium and a red copper bolster with a satin blade. This one also comes in a satin blade as well. There is a titanium and Damascus with a satin blade, and then there is a titanium and Damascus with a Damascus blade. And I'll go over prices in my last category. But I found these all in White Mountain Knives, which I will leave a link directly in my description to, specifically to this one. And then if you're interested in the other ones, you can go ahead and find them on the website and stuff like that. It's not hard to, find other ones and whatnot. So I'm gonna take a sip of my water. But yeah, this has a bronze titanium, excuse me, stonewash with the carbon fiber pivots or bolsters. There are some pivot collars on both sides, which is cool. The Bestech logo is definitely unique on this one. It's an interesting looking knife. I'm not head over heels about it. It's not my favorite design in the world, but it's okay. I don't love the pocket clip. I think it looks it looks kind of cool, but from a functionality standpoint, I mean, there's literally no clearance at all to get in there. So kind of unique there. The backspacer is cool because it's milled along the same lines of the knife. Very seamless back there. It is a frame lock. I'll show that. Hopefully my camera angle is also okay because, again, if you guys have seen my last couple of videos, you have seen that my original app that I use, which is like a third-party app from the App Store, I never use my iPhone camera app for some reason. I don't know why. But it kind of took a shit on me. It quit working for some reason. It wouldn't, it would cut out in my videos, which you guys have probably heard me complain about. And it wouldn't keep the videos that I filmed, it wouldn't store them for some reason. So I just said, screw it. I know Kevin uses his watch because it can show what the camera is doing. So sometimes you might see me looking down at my watch to make sure I'm getting the knife fully in frame. There'll be some learning kinks and stuff like that, but I think this will be a better way in the future. That way, because before I was hooking up to my computer and stuff like that to be able to see what I was doing, but this might work a little bit better. That way I don't have to have my laptop with me. But I'm kind of rambling right now, so I will quit doing that. But you have an M390 blade. The logo right there is a designer. I don't know who the designer is of this knife. The Bestech logo. You can see it as a DLC blade. Sort of a stiletto-y drop point, just very narrow and skinny. I'm not a huge fan of blades like this. It kind of is upswept a little bit as well. And this thing is thick as hell behind the edge. You would think that a knife like this would be really thin and slicey. No, far from it. This thing has a very thick behind the edge. Has a very... The thickness behind the edge is quite a lot. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But I think it's a flat grind, but again, it feels like a chisel grind. It feels very thick. I'm not a huge fan of it at all. It's kind of poop. You think, again, that they would have very skinny and slicey sort of edges and grinds on this type of knife, but they don't for some reason. So again, it's a frame lock. I don't know if I already pointed that out or not. This has had pretty bad blade play. I just tightened this up before the video. That's probably the third time I've had to. I didn't want to put any Loctite in there or anything like that because this is a pass-around knife and stuff like that. So I'll let the next person decide. I figured that's something that they could decide if they wanted to do or not. This is a flipper tab. Very, very minimal flipper. It's kind of a triangle. There's some, 2 splotches jimping right there. It's okay. It's not the best flipper. It's not the worst. Is there any milling going on? There are some relief cuts on both sides, actually. There's 3 on the show side, and there's, I think, 3 or 4 on the frame lock side, which is really, really nice. Again, this paw clip not a big fan of it. You know, it looks kind of cool because it kind of kind of sinks into the knife and you wouldn't expect it to be there, but I'm not a huge fan of it all. And I think that's all for materials. It's riding on bearings as well. And when I do tighten the knife up, it is rocking, you know, it is dead centered, which is good. But yeah, onto action. So again, you have this real small flipper tab that is very minimalistic, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, it works well. I've had really, you know, no issues with like flying off of it, but I could see some people that maybe have like really calloused hands or fingers that would have an issue with trying to grip into that and pulling it back, because there isn't a whole lot to grab onto. You kind of just push, you put here and kind of just push down. You don't even really pull back much at all. I mean, you do, but you don't. But it's very smooth. No blade play yet. If you flip this knife enough, you will get some more blade play. But you guys can see, this knife is smooth. Drops to my nail just about and shakes shut. It's not bad. You know, considering the price point on this, and this is one of Bestech's, you know, sort of more premium models, you would expect the action to be good. You would want it to be good, and it definitely is. And I'm sure if you took this apart, cleaned it up, threw some KPL in there, Loctited the pivot, and it would stay that way. Like once you got it locked in, and you got the pivot to quit walking, like it would be an awesome. I mean, it'd be an awesome action. Nice sounds, kind of dull, but kind of not. Very different. But yeah, I mean, it's a flipper only, which I tend to prefer, you know, multiple deployment methods. If you have a flipper, then you have a thumb stud, or if you have a flipper and you have a fuller or a hole for deployment. It's nice to have those extra options on there. But as a flipper tab only knife, it's pretty solid. It's, you know, the D10 is tuned nicely. One thing that I will say so far on the 3 knives, this is the third one that I have reviewed. I have one more to do. The D10 is surprisingly really good on them. Bestech, I will give it to them. They know how to tune a D10. And the other 2 that I had were flippers, but they also had holes for deployment. And they tuned them very well for both methods. This just has a flipper, obviously, but it's very well done. It's smooth, it's snappy, it's nice. I will admit that it is nice. So, moving on to ergos. Obviously, this is a very slender, very just, you know, neutral knife. It's flat here. Then you have kind of a cutout, and then you have a cutout, and then sort of it swells a little bit, but fairly neutral. And my hand can fit on there very, very well. I get kind of locked back here behind this flipper tab. There is some jimping right there that I can kind of get locked into. And it is comfortable. The benefit of having such a flush pocket clip, while it sucks to carry in my opinion and sucks to, you know, put over pants, I mean, I can't feel this thing at all. Like it just sinks into the knife scale, and it doesn't, you know, it's not a hot spot at all. You know, if you're gonna, for some reason you like want to slip back on it, then yeah, it's like quite pointy, but there should be no reason why, like, unless you're out like Friday night fighting with Kevin at the gas station while you're getting your Slurpee, there should be no reason why this knife is going to be ripped out of your hand in this way. So yeah, ergos are good. You know, different methods: hammer grip, reverse draw cut, reverse, I forget what this is called, if you're going to be stabbing people with it. It is good. Very neutral, very simple, but decent. So on to carry. You guys already know, carry for this sucks. I am not a huge fan of it. Like I'm wearing gym shorts right now, and like the leg sleeve of them, I just put it in it, and it went in and out of that very well. But you're gonna run into issues if you carry it with, you know, jeans that have like the pocket seam kind of thick, or other sort of pants like that. I could see this being sort of a gentlemanly carry knife that you're gonna throw in some slacks or sort of dress it up, because it gives me those types of vibes. maybe not my style of dress it up knife, but I'm sure other people would think that. So I don't know, I think the paw clip looks cool. I really like how it basically looks like the scales. And I like how like the milling is done and stuff like that. And it's only one clip screw, which is cool. But it doesn't give a whole lot of clearance. It doesn't, I don't know. I could see where this really could cause issues. I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of it. You know, to each their own. I'm sure other people love it. And I get that there's good qualities of it. To me, it's just not that functional. It's not that practical. You know, in and out of the shorts is actually really easy. But you're not going to be wearing gym shorts all the time. And one thing that I do like is it is pretty, for being a milled clip, it is pretty deep carry. You're really only showing that much of the knife, which is nice. So there's definitely, to me, there's some pros and there's some cons of this clip. I would lean toward not liking it very much, but I get the appeal of it, and I get the like how people could like it is what I'm trying to say. Alrighty, that leads me to my final category of price point and what I recommend this knife. Starting off with what I recommend this knife, I think I'm not going to go out of my way to recommend it. I don't think I would ever tell anybody that I'm personally friends with that they should go buy it, because it's just not their knife taste. It's not mine. I'm not going to be upset about getting rid, like, not that I'm getting rid of it because it's mine, but once I send it away to the next person, I'm not going to like go, man, I really miss that Thyra. It was such a great knife. Like, it's a good knife, and it's well built. I will give Bestech that. I've been saying that a lot lately, but these are really the first 4 knives that I handle from Bestech. And I've heard some, you know, good things and I've heard some bad things about them, but so far, I think that they've, you know, kind of surprised me. I have definitely given them the benefit of the doubt, and I think that they have kind of won me over a little bit. But like I said, I'm not going to actively go out of my way to go buy one of these. This one retails on White Mountain Knives. This one goes for $244.80, $250. I mean, you're getting awesome materials. You're getting, you know, a really cool. As much as I don't like the functionality of it, it is a cool clip. You're getting a really nice titanium bodied knife with carbon fiber bolsters. You're getting a nice slab of M390, a pretty solid action on bearings. I definitely see how this is a $250 knife. Some of the other prices, the blue titanium and red copper with the satin blade goes for $277. I think the satin bladed version of this was also like $30 more. The titanium and Damascus with satin was $407, and then the titanium in Damascus with the Damascus blade was $543. So I think out of all those prices, the fact that it only gets more, when I think that, in my opinion, this is probably one of the, either this or this version with the satin blade probably looked the best in my opinion from when I was looking at pictures. The fact that you're getting that for probably the cheapest is a win for me. But I would much rather spend $250 on a couple other different knives and not this one. So would I recommend this knife? Not actively to people that I know and to other knife hobbyists that are my friends. Would I necessarily say, no, you shouldn't buy that, that's a bad knife? No, I won't say that, because it's not a bad knife. It is a good knife. It has good action, good materials, good fit and finish. I would just, you know, if this is someone's, you know, style language and they like these type of knives, then yes, I do think it's worth it if you're, you know, into this type of stuff. But for me personally, it's not. But I do get where the price point is coming from. So I rambled a little bit in that one, guys. I do apologize. It's still under 50 minutes. But at the end of the day, good knife, just not for me. And I feel like that's a lot of how the loaners are that come across my table. Is they're good knives, they're just not ones that I would actively go out and buy, which is an awesome perk of being a YouTuber, because you can check out knives, or an awesome perk of being within passaround groups, because you can check knives out that you don't have to buy, and it gives you content, and you can check them out and you can appreciate them for what they are, and then you can ship them off and just never have to think about them again, because while they are good, they're just not what you like in knives and stuff like that. So I hope that makes sense. In my mind it does, so hopefully it does to you. But yeah, guys, this was my full review of the Bestech Knives Thyra. Definitely a cool, unique piece, just not for me. But thank you again to Bestech for giving these to the Black Widow Pass Around group to check out. That is awesome. Thank you to Justin for running the Black Widow Pass Around group. You are awesome. And thank you to all my supporters and subscribers. You guys are all awesome. So if you have not yet, consider clicking subscribe. Please do so. I really would appreciate it. I just want to continue to have the channel grow. I want to continue to, make new friends and just enjoy what I'm doing on YouTube. And I really am enjoying it right now. So that is all thanks to you guys. So I keep saying so I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.